All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Freezin NFC North Podcast, episode 162. Cardiac Caleb's do it again. Lions swatted, Packers survive, and the Vikings fall short. Just a perfect time for you to come in, Shelby. And as we get started, where can everyone find you?
Shelby, Tweten, Instagram, Twitter, X, and the Skull Queen on TikTok.
All good stuff. Definitely glad to have you. And we were a little bit worried, but we do have our Vikings contingent here. Dre, where can everyone find you as we get started? Oh, I have you muted. Oh, he's muted. You know, it's kind of like changing McCarthy. It takes a little bit of time to get started here. I don't know. Are you there, Dre? He's going to be here very soon. Probably in the fourth quarter. Oh, there he is. Yeah. All right. Dre, where can everyone find you as we get started?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. You can hit me up on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. That's Skullman Sports.
Yes. Especially, well, this week I have I'm going to have a Purple Heart this week. So, and we'll get to that as well. As we get started, Trev, where can everyone find you as we get going?
You can find me everywhere at RevTrevNFL, and I just posted my video tonight. It launched about the most epic sports trip of all time. I was in 4 stadiums in 5 days, plus I did a stadium tour. So check it out, RevTrevNFL.
Great stuff. Yes, definitely enjoyed meeting you and being on site as well in the Wisconsin area. And we have another Packer fan, and welcome Noah from NA Productions. Where can everyone find you as we get started?
Yeah, mostly active on Twitter at Natty Film. You can also find me on YouTube, NA Productions, and also on Instagram at NA Productions IG. So, yeah.
All right, definitely follow as well. And you can find me on NFLOutdated on X Twitter, on Instagram. You can find me on YouTube, and also all of us on the Freezin number 4 pod on the TikTok. And also, thanks to RevTrev, we started the Caleb Williams countdown to 4,000, so we'll get to that as well. But, a little bit subdued this week. Notice you're not wearing your Lions gear, but 7th letter, where can everyone find you as we get started?
7th letter 4 on Twitter, X, same OG on Instagram and Facebook. I don't wear Lions gear when they go out there and look like that. I don't believe in disrespecting myself, so I ain't wearing it. I love me more than the Lion.
It is gonna be a fun week for sure. Oh,
his voice is gonna go next level.
It is. Well, I'll give everyone a chance here. The Archangel here is joining us. The Bears suck like Detroit. I mean, hey, we're in first place. I don't know about y'all. So,
yo, relax, man, please.
Crazy.
Stop it, yo.
Go ahead,
man. You know what? I ain't gonna rain on your parade. You got this week.
All right. Well, I do have this week and many more to come. So as we witness the Cardiac Caleb's or Cardiac Bears kick it versus the Vikings, and
Caleb ain't had shit to do with it. Go ahead,
17 win in week 11. Handing out helmet stickers here. Come on, you're raining on my parade. I thought you said you weren't gonna do that 7th letter.
Because you gotta stop lying to yourself, yo. That's the worst.
Just take the win, but let's not say
I took the win
with Caleb.
I absolutely took the win and took it to the bank. The funny thing is, I live in Wisconsin. I didn't actually get to watch it, so I was watching it on my phone, and I had to watch it all after the fact. But because I was watching this Packer game that was happening. But when I looked at it, and when I overall, obviously, yeah, you're right. Caleb has a lot of opportunities for growth. He only had a 50% passer rating. He 16 for 32, 193 yards. But the cool thing about Caleb is that he is a leader, and he led his team. And it takes all phases to win. And these are games that the Bears would have lost in the past. And so now they have a coach that they can get behind. They have a quarterback that they can get behind, and he is making the plays like Houdini. They're trying to sack him, and he's just feeling it. And obviously, he didn't look all that good, which I'm sure I'll hear about it very soon. But what I love about this team is in all phases we're winning in all different ways, and that's what it takes to build a championship team. So for those of you in the know, this to me has a 2015 Chicago Cubs feel to it, which we're maybe a year away. But hey, we're projected. So we're 7-3, and we're in the 3rd seed right now. We got a clutch kicker. We even had a clutch kicker that was poached off of our practice squad. So really, everything's rosy in Chicago right now. So
Jay Moody?
Yeah, absolutely.
Clutch kick. Oh my God, yo.
Did he not win a game for the Chicago Bears in 2025? 7th letter.
Oh my God, yo. Jesus Christ.
7-3. Obviously, when you look at this team, the offensive line is starting to gel. That's the biggest takeaway from this. The defense, I mean, on the road, to only give up 17 points. I mean, say what you will about Caleb Williams, but that defense, they're shorthanded, still without Jalen Johnson. We're winning, like I said, in different ways, and I love to see it. So I'm going to go ahead and give the Vikings a chance here. All right, Shelby. Vikings kicked aside by the first place Chicago Bears in 1917 loss. Pass out the blame.
Oh, JJ McCarthy, obviously. I think the entire offense just has not been showing up. The run game is good, but everything else, they're just not gelling. Like, it's just not working. And to say that the Bears won the game is, I think the Vikings lost the game. It's just one of those situations this year. Like, I asked on Twitter, I was like, when's the last time we were this bad? And people were responding, oh, our record 2 years ago. I'm like, you're not understanding the question I'm asking, because 2 years ago, I went to 6 of those games, and every game I went to, even though we lost half of them, I was happy to be there. They were fun games. They were close games, and it didn't feel like we were bad. The issue that year, our record would have been good if Kirk wouldn't have went down, right? It was the issue that we were having with quarterback and whatever, but the games were still fun. Even the close games were fun. This year, we've had multiple games that we should not have even been in the position to win. The fact that it was 1917 was crazy. We should not have even been there. It's the same thing with like the Steelers game, the Eagles game, the Ravens game, all those games in the past, just like you were like, this is the games that we would have lost before. In the past, those were the games we would have won, right? Because we had the most wins in one-score games. But this, it's like, it gets to that final couple minutes, and I'm like, how the fuck are we even in a position to win this game? Like, I was at Buffalo Wild Wings, and there were some Vikings fans there, and I got excited, and the guy next to me was like, there's too much time on the clock. Let's remember how we've been playing the rest of the game. And that's just like the epitome of this year. It's like, we play like dog shit, and then somehow we get into a position that we could win. And then you're immediately pulled back into, oh, we're playing this game like dog shit. And Justin Jefferson, am I sitting here saying, some people are like, oh, I think he hates JJ McCarthy. I don't think it's that. I think he just doesn't seem like mentally in the game. And the issue with the JJ McCarthy thing is like, he's either throwing the stupidest pass ever, or he's throwing it right to them and they're not catching it. So it's just like, I'm over it.
Do you know, obviously in airplanes, they talk about the little, black box, and, in plane crashes, why don't they just make the entire plane out of the black box? so there are no crashes, anything like that. And I feel like for the Vikings, you need to make JJ McCarthy into fourth quarter McCarthy all game, right? Like evidently he does something in a drive a game, and I don't know. He's a young quarterback. Obviously, I'm gonna throw shade at him, but Dre, what are your who are you blaming for this loss?
I mean, I think like it comes down to similar to what Shelby said. McCarthy, I think he's very raw still. I think a lot of like they were bad, like inaccurate passes. There was a lot, but he was I think when I was watching the game at least that he was throwing it to the right receiver. Like there was multiple times where obviously Jefferson was open, or even on that one that like Hawk was open. You know, it was like they could have caught that if the ball was a little bit more accurate. And I think like generally speaking, like that's kind of where McCarthy needs to calm down a little bit. Because like he's able to like not let it bother him when he throws 2 picks, you know, and he's able to come back and like this was something that we talked about week 1 too, is that he was able to come back and that game win it, and then this game put them in a really good position to win it, but then obviously special teams decided to not play the next kickoff. So I mean that's how I think about it. I think that it comes down to the accuracy thing, but at a certain point McCarthy has got to kind of, like you said, make I guess that step. And I think KOC said it like in his interview yesterday that just kind of let the cement has to start drying now of like their training and everything. So, I mean, yeah, we're going into what I think game 6 for him. So, I mean, it's still growing pains, you know, but I'm confident with him enough to where it's like, it's 6 games in, you know, but he's not, like I said, not letting it bother him when he does throw these picks, or like it's not like he somehow is improving within the game and doing well, like you said, in the fourth quarter, which like for most quarterbacks that go through the same type of growing pains, it's like the opposite. Like they end up not playing well and then they go into a slump and then they get inside their own head. He doesn't seem to let that bother him, you know, and I think that's something that is something that you can't really teach somebody. So I think that's at least good. And the accuracy hopefully will come soon. If not this year, definitely next year, I would imagine. But yeah, we'll see.
Here's what's interesting about Vikings fans and everything kind of online. You know, obviously now you hear from Mike Florio, the Vikings then are talking about bringing in a veteran next year to challenge him. And I mean, you know, I want to bring you in on this, Noah. I mean, you're not worried about JJ McCarthy long term, are you?
Well, you know, I saw a great tweet by at Skull Cole on Twitter where he suggested that the Vikings method to fixing JJ McCarthy would be to cut him, officially declaring him a bust, and then re-sign him back and have KOC fix him, which I just think is a great move. Also hilarious tweet. But yeah, you know, I think really the best thing that the Vikings could do would be to have a guy like, say, Sam Darnold. Like that'd be a great guy to have on your roster. Have JJ McCarthy develop behind. I think that would be a great thing. So maybe they can look at trading for him. Would be probably what I would recommend.
I mean, Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston. There's going to be plenty options.
How did Sam Darnold do last week, though?
Smooth.
You're right.
Like I said, he's still scary. He still got scary eyes, yo. Everybody going crazy. As soon as the game counting, it matters. Or he run into the Rams, he look crazy.
Exactly. I'm over it. Like, why are we still – we're halfway through the season, and people are like, oh, if we had Sam Darnold, and it's like the games that mattered, everyone shit on Kirk for how long about, yes, in the regular season, he does all these things. Part of the reason Justin Jefferson has all these records is because of what Kirk Cousins was doing. But in the games that mattered, in the playoffs, he lost. Sam Darnold played like shit in the games that mattered. And I'm glad that when I did that tweet on Sunday and I was like, we need to let it go, he also had a shitty game that day, because I was like, see, this is what, like, either way.
Both of them had a shitty game. Kirk had
Yeah.
a game too, stuck it up. Both of them.
Yeah.
Well, at some point, obviously, as a franchise, you need to find a young quarterback. Minnesota's trying that. I think the hard thing is when you have a franchise that, like I said, did well last year, all these expectations, and you just need to like chill a little bit, right? You kind of like where I was with Justin Fields.
We're not all used to it like you are.
Well, now we know that, but
we're not as used to it as you guys are as Bears fans. So
well, now that I have Caleb at superstardom, I'm good. But I love this
mentality.
This Giants one. So I was looking at CBS Sports, and it says JJ McCarthy has been the worst starting quarterback in the NFL this season by almost every metric you want to look at. Of every QB was played at least in at least 5 games. Only Russell Wilson has thrown for less passing yards than McCarthy. He's also thrown 8 interceptions, the worst EPA per play among every qualifying QB. Even when you adjust for drops, only Dylan Gabriel has a lower success rate as a QB. So, I mean, it just goes on and on. But he's a young quarterback, I'm
going to tell you how you won. The reason you won is because Ben Johnson don't trust your quarterback. He did, though. Y'all had the ball a lot. Both of y'all did. And I'll tell you why the Vikings lost. The reason why the Vikings lost is because they were averaging like 6 yards a run, and they ran the ball 22 times, something like that. The Bears ran the ball 39 times and at a less success rate than the Vikings ran. So that's and special teams too. That's why they won. And they turned, even though you heard on defense, everybody got like 4 interceptions. So
touche. Evidently, Ben Johnson never trusted Jared Goff to win the game. So it was
no. He trusted him too much.
Right. So you
ball all the time. Don't do that. Like that. That's the problem. He used to throw. I don't like Ben Johnson because we'll run the ball, we'll kill people with the run, and then he just throw it for no reason. There's no reason to throw it right now. Run the clock out. Get these people out of here. That's
the floor is somewhere really excited right now. In this conversation.
And we'll get to let's go ahead and get to the Packers. I'm going to give Trev you the shot here first. So if Jameis Winston actually threw the ball where he should have, or if the receiver didn't fall down, maybe.
One more thing. Sorry, JJ McCarthy, right? He does look bad, and he's developing. But I'll tell you this. The kid has something at the end of games where
he's got moxie.
Build upon that, he can get a little scary. Right now, he can't hit the layup. He looked crazy, but at the end of games, he wins them, and he won that game. Special teams let him down.
Yeah,
he beat y'all again. As bummy as sucky as horrible as he is all game. 14 points. So when it matters, he in there. So that's something to build upon. I wouldn't call him a buck because he did better.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think he's a buck. So obviously we got our resident Giants fan podcast here. It was Jalen Hyatt, not Jameis. Obviously, I thought Jameis was going to throw a bunch of interceptions, but yeah, I mean that was definitely on the receiver.
He tried,
but he tried. He tried. So, Trevor, what are your thoughts? Hand out some helmet stickers to this 27-20 win versus the Giants in Week 11.
I know everyone's gonna crap on Jameis, but like he's better than Russell Wilson. When you remember last week, I said if this was Russell Wilson, this is a different story. We win by a lot. Jameis is that gunslinger, so. I was a little more like I thought we were going to win, but I was a little more nervous because they gave it a better shot. We understand there's no Neighbors and Scatabo and no Dart. We get it. I mean, they're not a shell of what they are, but I just like the resiliency of Jordan Love, and everyone's been crapping on Jordan Love, and he goes and gets injured, comes back and looks fantastic, and I mean, some of those throws he made were unbelievable. And then he's been running the ball a fair bit and being aggressive. This time it hurt him, literally hurt him. And I loved Emmanuel Wilson coming in for Josh Jacobs. He looked fantastic. I've already picked him up in a whole bunch of fantasy leagues. I'm like, just in case Josh Jacob, the beast, goes down, I want him. And then, of course, you got to give a helmet sticker to Christian Watson. Holy smokes.
That was a good catch.
That guy came in clutch over and over again. The thing is, our defense looked pretty good. We should have had about 5 interceptions. We just got 1. We had a hard time getting sacks and got one at the end when it mattered. But, man alive, I just thought for a team effort. And the problem is, see, everyone craps on the Packers because of this one thing. It's like, oh, you only beat the Giants. Okay. Well, we lost to the Browns and we lost to the Panthers. So it's like, but now we beat the team we're supposed to beat and everyone's still crapping on us. So I'm just kind of sitting there going, you can't win with the haters, right? And I get it. But I was really impressed by that win in the way they just found a way. And of course, we scored another 27 points. I think it's the 5th time we've done it this season. So
Isn't that maybe only wins?
Only in wins, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Noah, what about you? What are some of your helmet stickers on this game versus Giants?
I mean, Jordan Love's got to be the main one. I mean, I think PFF had that graded as his number 1 game as a Packer, which was surprising to me because, box score watchers would look at that and be like really confused because honestly, he didn't light up the scoreboard. But if you were watching that game, he was on something. He made some amazing plays, like hitting the receivers right in the hands, scrambling, getting away from the pressure, and just something was in the air, especially with Dobbs, who is normally like so money with his hands. Just, I don't know, something fell off with a lot of the receivers, which has been less of an issue this year in terms of drops. It was a big concern last year, and then beginning of this year, it seemed like it was going to be less of a concern, but now it's kind of starting to rear its ugly head again, which isn't great. But yeah, I mean, I thought he was phenomenal. Like some of the throws he was making, and then especially on that last drive, that throw to Watson in the right quarter of the end zone was just ridiculous. And then, yeah, Watson just in general. And it's just crazy. Like January of this year, he completely destroys his knee in that game against Chicago. Tears his ACL. I think he also damaged his MCL. And just 10 months, 11 months later, he's out there balling like that, looking like a number 1 wide receiver. Just absolutely crazy. I mean, that guy is like such a unit of like an athlete. It's insane. But yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with Trev on kind of going into this game when it got announced that Jameis was going to be the quarterback. I did kind of be like, oh shoot. Because I mean, honestly, like Russell Wilson is so bad that like I just could not comprehend a world where we would lose to a game with Russell, where anyone would lose a game when Russell Wilson is quarterbacking the other team in the year 2025 of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Like his glory days are way gone. And sure enough, like he played like a typical Jameis Winston game, put the ball in danger a lot of times. We just couldn't capitalize on those moments, which was incredibly frustrating. My girlfriend can attest that I was not having a good time as I watched the 4th interception get dropped as our own linebacker trucks our cornerback trying to make the catch, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, what we're seeing a lot with this Packers defense is that I think the Cowboys game sent a signal to the rest of the league that the way you beat this defense is you paper cut them to death. And that's not necessarily a bad thing if you're the Packers, because what that means is that what you've seen in all the games that we've lost, right? The Panthers game, the Browns game, almost the Giants game. The way they beat us is by having these long drawn out plays. They're keeping our offense on the sidelines, and they're doing these quick passes so that the pass rush doesn't even have a chance to get there, which should be our number 1 strength with Micah coming in. But it's kind of eliminating that as a thing. And then we've just struggled to be able to get off the field in a lot of those 3rd and short, 4th and short situations. That's not an issue necessarily. If you're a team that has a really good offense, you love that, because then that means that if you're scoring on offense more efficiently than them, you're going to win 99% of your games. But what we've been seeing with the Packers offense is they've just struggled with a lot of the easy stuff. I mean, this Giants game, if they catch some of those balls, because I think 7 of his 9 incompletions were drops, like true drops, like off of their hands, like should be a catch every single time.
Mm-hmm.
If they catch half of those, and if one of those dropped interceptions get caught, we're probably talking about like a 40-13 game. Like it could have been such a blowout, but instead, because they're not capitalizing on those easy plays, it's hurting them. And the thing is that it's now becoming a little bit of a trend where we're seeing these little mistakes, right? You're seeing it with like Savion with the fumble, or these drops, or just line of scrimmage penalties in key red zone situations. And it's really hurting their efficiency. And it seems like in the Giants game, they figured out some of it. Despite some of those drops, they're still able to put up 27 points, which is good. But yeah, I mean, if they don't figure out some of that easy stuff, like it's going to be a really hard back half of the season. So they've got to start figuring it out, because it's starting to become a little bit of a trend. But again, it is right there. And if they can just shore some of that up, the team could be a lot scarier.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely scary for the Packers facing the Bears twice in December, because the Bears do well at those long, drawn-out drives. So I love that little insight there. But,
right. I'm like,
I don't know. Y'all should have blew the Giants out. Y'all won.
Should have.
I mean, you're right. And again, like if they catch the easy catches, if you do what you're paid to do, that happens. But they just didn't do it. And it's gonna bite them in the ass if they don't figure it out.
They play with their food too much, yo.
I 100% agree with that.
Well, let's talk about another team that was bitten in the ass. The Lions were stuffed by the Eagles, 16-9. I don't know how many fourth downs. I mean, 7th letter, pass out some blame. I mean, I don't know what Dan Campbell's trying to prove, but if he would have got
the whole interior line, like I always say, the whole middle part, the 3. The Giants gonna beat us this week too. That's all I gotta say. PSDN. Ain't no the whole offensive line hurt. All four offensive linemen is on the freaking injury report this week. Like they just kicked our ass, yo. It wasn't no pass interference at the end because we would have scored, so it don't matter. Like it was just aggravating. I put it on Netflix. I started looking at Love on the Spectrum. You ever watch Love on the Spectrum? Let's talk about that for the rest
great
of the
show.
Yes.
I ain't watching that shit. I already knew what was gonna happen. Then we gonna lose to the Giants. We gonna lose to whoever.
Here we go.
This is
what he did last time. Remember?
Yeah.
They melted down, and then they came out and smoked.
Because I don't, the Eagles defense. They're very talented. They're a very talented team. The offense didn't do nothing. The defense out there playing their ass off every week for the offense to go out there and do nothing, or wait for Jahmyr Gibbs to have a 60-yard run or something, or Jameson Williams to break a 40-yard touchdown or something. That's what we wait for every week. No more.
Yeah, I would say it was so bizarre because, I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs was like dominating. Like he was just like, I mean, run after run after run, and then like they couldn't finish. I didn't know what was going on. Like I thought this was.
They keep on trying to drop back and throw, run the ball, get them tired. You know what I'm saying? Do something like that. Even though they got a good rotation there, so that might not have worked. But I just think there need to be more Montgomery in the game. Slow the game down. Keep him off the field. Keep him on the field. The defense on the field long. The offense has to get a rhythm in order to start getting going. The offense still didn't do anything, that was major concerning to me. We held them to 4 field goals. So everything in that game defensively we did the win, except for the offense just let us down, man. It was irritating. I couldn't even watch it. I went to bed and I turned on Love on the Spectrum. And that's what I'm gonna do to the Lions from now on. If you start acting stupid this Sunday, Love on the Spectrum.
Love on the Spectrum.
It's embarrassing, yo. It's embarrassing. So I don't even know what to say.
All right, we'll give you a little bit of a break here, and we'll talk about obviously you look at some of the games this weekend, and obviously probably one of the biggest ones. We'll just start with the division leaders here. Chicago Bears.
Talk about this Lions game for just a second.
Oh, which one? You want to? Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, last week Miles was on here and he said aren't you worried about the defense? And Seventh Letter says, absolutely not. They don't worry me at all. Remember that, Gerard?
Yeah, I was wrong. It was all right.
Yeah, you were wrong. But here's the thing.
You were wrong.
We were there. I was there on Monday night.
Yeah.
And I watched that 7-10 final. Okay? We had 2 opportunities to win that game. Everyone's like, Packers are garbage, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, you guys go play Detroit. Detroit goes in there. Oh, yeah, we got them. It's the exact same game. In fact, they scored more points against you guys than they get against us. And you scored 2 more points than us. And everyone's like, oh, man, Detroit just had a bad game. The Eagles are pretty good. You guys didn't do that to us. You didn't say that for us. And then guess what?
Y'all did the same thing again this week. Y'all did the same
thing. The Bears are going to Philly. And I'm telling you right now, that game's interesting because it's going to be all 3 of us teams are going to play Philadelphia. And we'll see what the Bears are made of. Because I'm telling you right now, Andy, you think Caleb is doing well? Wait till you meet that front. Those guys are good. Jalen Carter is an absolute beast. We forget how dominant they were in the Super Bowl. They're the number 1 team in the NFC North. I told you guys that. We lost to the former Super Bowl champions, right? So the Lions game proved to me, like, man, everyone's crapping on the Eagles. Man, they're good.
All right, now, Trevor,
they're not great.
Before we get to any other games, let me ask a question then. I'm going to start with you, Trev. Which team in the NFC North has the most mobile quarterback?
I'm telling you right now, you're wanting me to say Caleb, but he's gonna die. He's gonna die against them. Like,
hey, Andy, who on the podcast is the tallest?
Definitely not me.
Like, the pressure is going to be coming, and he better be. I mean, too bad you didn't have Justin Fields still there, man.
Yeah,
like, that's what you need.
Right, was the fastest too. Like, you had him.
I mean, Noah, come on.
He has
I just looked it up. JJ McCarthy has a faster 40-yard dash.
Let's go.
I was gonna say he's kind of been running a
fast and elusive. You look at some of those plays, and I was watching on over and over again. Actually, there's a nice loop of Caleb avoiding sacks, and obviously the line has played better, but there have been issues as well. Yes, obviously you kind of look at stats, and Caleb Williams is right down at the bottom in holding on to the ball longer. And obviously what I like about my team and Ben Johnson is that Ben Johnson called him out in the press conference as relation to Aaron Rodgers and saying, I believe he's got a 3.12 seconds, something along that line that he holds onto the ball. So, hey, you know what? We're doing all of making mistakes and all that, and we're still winning 7-3. And now we play possibly against Aaron Rodgers, possibly not. It's Soldier Field this week. We're -3, 45.5 over under. When I look at this game, so obviously, I did some research for my Caleb Williams tracker. He's not quite on the 4,000-yard pace yet, but he faces a Steelers defense that overall ranks 28th. They're giving up 368.1 yards per game, 24 touchdowns. They're 32nd ranked versus passing. So giving up 261.7, 16 passing touchdowns. So, when you look at it, there's an opportunity here. There's an opportunity to attack that Pittsburgh secondary. I'm pretty sure Jalen Ramsey's still going to play. But you know what? I'm going to give myself a spitting chance to beat the Pittsburgh secondary here on that. And no one caught the reference there, but that's all right. Get DJ and Rome involved early and quick scores. I think that's going to be helpful early on, and then go ahead and run the ball and just continue to control the clock. But, when you look on defense, obviously we're still down some players. We have some coming back. But if Rodgers plays, we're going to have to pressure him. And, I think he's going to play. I mean, when you look at Rodgers, I don't think he really had that drive in him to play against the Packers, but I think he has that to play against the Bears, which I think that could hurt him if he's not fully healthy. It's going to be interesting to see how he performs. I don't know. He just seems disinterested at times. So we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and pick my Bears to win, and it's going to be a 31-21 Chicago Bears win this week. And we're going to go to 8-3, and we're still going to be on top of the division. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to the newcomer. Noah, go ahead and say, are you picking my Bears this week?
Well, I think for me, that'll entirely depend on if Rodgers ends up playing. I think if Rodgers ends up playing, as everybody does know, he does still have ownership of the Chicago Bears. That has not rolled over yet, as he is not retired. Once he does, he has willed it to Jordan Love, so waiting for him to retire, so that'll happen. But in the meantime, if he ends up playing, I would predict that the Steelers will probably win by about 10 points. I would guess in the kind of 31-21 range. And if he does not play, I think y'all will probably win by about a touchdown or so would be my gut impression. Just because who even is the Steelers' backup quarterback?
Mason
Is it
Rudolph.
still Mason Rudolph?
Yep, he's gone and coming back.
That's crazy. Dang,
Yeah,
well,
yep.
In that case, y'all might win by more than 7 points. But
I'll take that. They did beat the Bengals, but it's the Bengals, right?
They had 42 on you.
We still beat them though. Seven letter. Are you picking my Bears? Come on, there's plenty of room. There's plenty of room.
No, y'all ain't play nobody, and it's happening over and over again. You ain't play nobody, and you ain't.
We
beat
play
nobody.
to win the game. Come on, hello.
You're right. You better than all of the booty, all of the ones better than them. But you're not gonna beat the Steelers. You're not, and I swear that defense is just playing down to competition, and I just think like they just gonna heat you up. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be continuously. You're gonna have Watt in your face all day, and it's gonna be tough. That's all I gotta say. You'll see.
All right.
You'll see.
What about you, Trev?
You know what? I don't think Aaron Rodgers is playing. That's what I think. I don't think he's going to play. And even if he does, I don't think it matters. And I think the Bears are going to find a way to win. Andy, I was right last week. I hated it. I said your guys were going to beat the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had this weird feeling you're going to find a stupid way. But what Seventh Letter is saying is true. You guys, you haven't played anyone good yet. But
I mean, did you just say that about
still 7 wins? So I'm giving
Did you just say that about the Giants and the Packers?
I'm just saying the Giants aren't good either.
All
right. I'm not saying we beat, but you can't. We don't control the schedule, right?
Thank you. Yes.
So I'm just gonna. I hate saying this, but the Bears are gonna win Sunday, and it's gonna be another week of hearing Bears fans talk about how they're number one in the NFC North. But
love to hear it. What about you, Shelby?
I agree with Trev. I think that you guys probably will win, and it's going to continue to be annoying. But I want to go back to the Caleb Williams being a running quarterback here. I don't think that he is a mobile quarterback in the way that you're hyping him up to be, because he's not really gaining yards when he runs. He's running side to side. He is a really good scrambler. Like, I will say the 2 games that we have, it's like he's just a slippery motherfucker. I remember I said it after the first game of the season. Yeah. He's so slippery. But he's not, like, if it gets to a point that you're scrambling and you're escaping tackles, why are you not running towards the first down? It's like he's more running side to side, like looking to see if he can throw, and then he'll throw it out of bounds. But it's like J.J. McCarthy, I will say, I have noticed that he's someone that we haven't had it in a really long time, that if it is open, he will actually run and he will get first downs. And, he's had a couple rushing touchdowns. am I sitting here saying like, wow, JJ McCarthy is like this amazing mobile quarterback? Not yet, at least. I don't think that he's like stellar at anything yet. I think there's potential. But I don't think that Caleb Williams is this super, like Fields was a mobile quarterback. He was someone that would like make plays and then go forward. But every time I see it, just seems like he's like running around looking where to throw it instead of making the play to get the first down.
Well, that's obviously, that's definitely an important point. I think the point to add to that is, obviously, learning. There's growth there, right? He's looking down the field to make the play. And obviously there's some layups that he can learn to take early on, or maybe even take those yards. And that's why the last couple games he's started to kind of do that and just to add that element to his game, which I love. Like, we're winning games and we're still kind of seeing his growth. So I love that. But yeah, but that's the thing with Justin Fields. He would just look to run because he couldn't see the rest of the field. And
right.
I wish he's done better. He would have done better. Obviously, he's not starting now. Tyrod Taylor, that's an interesting quarterback there too. Like he's had a career, but get it back to Caleb. I get it. He's not Justin Fields. I'm glad he's not Justin Fields. So I just love all this Bears love. This is amazing. This is kind of what I was looking.
This is just
love. It's
not love. I don't love the Bears. I hate them.
So it's Bears jealousy then.
Accepting what's happening.
Bears jealousy. I
You're
love
just
it.
asking us who do you think's going to win. Just because I think someone's going to win doesn't think I love them or I'm cheering for them. I hope you lose 60-0.
When do you guys play Eagles?
Next Friday.
The day after Thanksgiving. We'll get there, but I need to hear some Dre. I need some Dre to be on my Bears bandwagon here. Are you here?
I honestly have no idea. It's because of the Steelers. I don't know if I can even trust them, especially if Rodgers doesn't play. But then the Bears, I don't know if I can trust them either, really.
We keep winning in the clutch, so
I will say that. But I will admit, y'all haven't faced a defender like Watt yet this year. I think obviously he's the.
What didn't we face Hutchinson?
You got blew out. Remember?
I was like, I feel like that game didn't go well.
No, it did not. No, that comment didn't go as I thought it was going to go.
But I will also say, can the Bears defense tackle a 311-pound, 6'7" tight end?
Oh, we did face Crosby
and Darnell Washington is a massive human being.
He is. In fairness, back to this Crosby. Actually, Crosby almost beat us single-handedly. That was
single-handedly. Yes, that was Geno Smith that won that game for you.
Yeah, you were going to say that. But
I'm saying JJ Watt is the best. He's obviously should have gotten more defensive players of the year. Max Crosby isn't there yet. So
I want to hear you say you're saying the Bears are going to win.
Sure, I guess.
All right, I love this. This is amazing. This is like my favorite
that seventh letter, the smartest guy in the room, right? He's the one who picked the Bears to lose this game. So I'll just talk here.
He is. All right. We'll get to the let's do the Lions in week 12 here.
We're gonna lose.
You're not gonna lose. Come on.
You're not. You're gonna blow them out because that's what happens every single time.
Yeah, we win, we blow.
It's at home.
Out, then we lose. Then we blow somebody out. Then we lose.
Yeah.
Gonna get. I want to lose so I can beat the Packers on Thanksgiving. That's what I want.
Back and forth. So 11.5-point favorite. I don't know about this spread. I think. I
don't either. They tripping.
It is the Giants, though. And Jackson Dart may be playing, so that's going to be interesting. Right. So when I look at, obviously, I think Jameson Williams, if you got him in fantasy, start him. I think he's going to run all over the Giants. This Giants defense is nothing. It's not just other than that front four, which is crazy. I think they were talking about it in the game, how that front four, how talented they are.
It's been killing us. People with front fours. That's why we gonna lose. That's why we gonna lose.
Yeah.
That's why we're gonna lose. Hopefully,
I don't know.
Run the ball. They can't stop the run. So hopefully,
I don't know. So you're saying seventh letter, don't sleep on the Giants like Abdul Carter did.
I'm saying don't sleep on the Giants because they have their strength is our weakness. That's what I'm saying.
That's
All
good.
right.
All the interior of our line is horrible. Horrible. I can't wait to the draft. Brad Holmes got to do something with that line. The defense is fine. The offense, I can't do nothing with that. I cannot do nothing with that offensive line. Frank, I told you, I don't care about Ben Johnson. When Frank Ragnar retired, that hurt. That hurt. I can't even watch that shit no more, man.
Man, these weeks are. I mean,
I'm not used to the meltdown.
yeah, it's been a while.
It's so surprising because he's Mr. Optimistic.
I
love it.
I know.
Because it's about how you look. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was a Packer, I'd be like, why am I playing? Why are these people breathing the same air as me right now? It's the teams that y'all play. You should be cooking them, blowing them out. Y'all sitting there getting in close games with bums. Now, we'll beat the shit out of bums. As soon as we run into somebody, we lose. We lost to the Vikings. Once we lost to the Vikings, I knew it was over, yo.
Hey, we have some breaking news coming in right now. 10-17. Bears are in first place in the NFC North.
Oh Lord.
The heavy is the head. What they say that shit? You got the crown now, bro. You gotta be you gotta be honest now. You can't lie to yourself no more and tell yourself that when it's looking bad and you get blew out this week coming up next week, you can't lie to yourself and say Caleb is the magic. I'm looking at his bum ass now on TV. Just running for no reason.
Tell you what, yeah, I am worried about that Eagles game, but we're not there yet. And Caleb needs to improve absolutely. But we have the coach to do that. The Lions, when you look at ever since they went to Dan Campbell, calling plays, they're actually playing well. Other than I don't know, it's just the gambler approach against the Eagles. If he would have played a little bit more safe, they might have actually had field goals and done a little bit better.
It was asking Dan Campbell to play it safe.
It was windy. And that's how we get there. Like when you playing teams like only thing I didn't like was the fake punt. Because everybody know we're gonna do that now. Like this ain't 2 years ago when it was everybody goes for it on fourth down now, 4th and 5. Everybody does that. Jared Goff didn't have no time. If you want to have a statue for a quarterback, get a center. Period. Just get a center. Trade for a center. Don't draft a center. Don't sit there and have us looking crazy. The Vikings play who this week, man?
Oh, we'll get to that. They play the Packers, so that is the marquee matchup this week. Now that we got it straight.
In the division, that is.
In the division, yes. So all right, so you're picking the Lions, 7th letter?
No.
All right, so no, you're picking the Giants. Okay. All right. What about you? No, are you picking the you have to be picking the Lions here, right?
I mean, yeah, it's in Detroit, right?
It's in Detroit. Yeah.
And we're wearing black. For what? For what? Like, for what? The fuck you wearing black for?
Man, dude, that's crazy. I'm higher on the Lions than 7th letter. That's crazy.
It happens every time after they lose.
Time.
Really? Wow. Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, I mean, I would expect even if Jackson Dart does end up playing, I would expect the Lions to win somewhere in the honestly, pretty much the same prediction, like in the kind of 30-20 range, maybe a little bit higher. I mean, the Giants with Dart have looked pretty good offensively, and even in a lot of their losses, they've put up a lot of points. So I'm not entirely sure if I would necessarily say that I agree with that spread, but I would anticipate that the Lions would win this semi-handily.
All right, what about you, Trev?
Yeah, the Lions are winning. I have more faith in the Lions all year than every Lions fan I know. Especially you. I'm telling you, I've been taking your team more, and I told everyone at the beginning of the year that I don't care that you lost your offensive defensive coordinator. You had the same head coach, you had the same players, and you're healthy. And that's why the Lions are still good. And this is the thing. But you're right. Against that front four, listen, I watched those guys against us. there were times where I'm like, how did the guy get in front of our guy? Like, you didn't even block him. So that is scary. Like, Jared Goff is going to be running at times or just getting sacked, I mean. And so that is concerning. But I think the Lions team is better than the Giants. I think you're going to find a way to win the game, even if it's ugly. I'm picking the Lions, and I'm going to pick it by, I don't know, they'll probably win by 2 scores. So 14 points.
All right. What about you, Shelby?
This happens every single time. I mean, Seventh Letter did acknowledge it. They lose and then they blow someone out. And I think this is the team that they are probably going to do the same thing. I think the reason, like last year, for instance, they were blowing out every team. It was like there was only a couple games, 2 against the Vikings, well, 1 against the Vikings, that was close, where this year they are more, I feel like, somber than they have been in the past, which is why it's not these like huge dominant wins every single week. But the pattern has been that when they lose, they come back and they remember who they are maybe and then blow the people out. So do I think it's going to be – I think it will depend on if Dart plays or not. I think not that they're going to win, just on how much they win. But this season has been so random that you just really don't know. But I think that the Lions are going to win.
All right. What about you, Dre?
Yeah, I would agree. I think the Lions are going to win. I would say even if Dart plays, I mean, I think like while he obviously has a lot of grit and talent, but there's a lot missing there, and I think the Giants are like on the lower end of like allowing runs 5 or more yards. They're like toward the bottom part of the league in that. And
problem. Defense is good.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I like their defensive line, but if they're able to get past it, I think their tackling can be problematic.
Mm-hmm.
And their receivers are just a bunch of, at best, like B players. So it's Dart could make it interesting. I'll say that if he plays. Jameis could maybe make it interesting if he plays, but mostly on the just who knows if a pass is going to be an interception or completion. I don't even think Jameis knows.
Or cares. I don't
yeah,
think he cares.
Exactly. Or cares.
Let's just roll. Let's get a W.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that the Lions just are overall just a better team across the board.
For sure. All right. So I do think I love this by the Two Giant Goofballs podcast here. They're averaging 21 points per game the last 4 games. I'm going to say the Giants do score 21 points, but unfortunately for them, I think the Lions score 40 to 21. It's going to be a blowout, Seventh Letter. You're going to be happy. Come on. Next week, you're going to be happy.
I'm supposed to beat the Giants. I am supposed to.
And it's going to happen. So next week.
They shouldn't be able to breathe the same air as the Detroit Lions, but they will.
And you're going to come in next week, Thanksgiving Wednesday, and you're going to be all excited. So
seriously.
We're going to be all excited.
We're going to get blew out the next day before dinner.
No, this is Seventh Letter. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the marquee matchup in the division. And I'm going to give all right. So Trevor, I'm gonna give our guest here, Noah, his first shot here. So when you look at the Vikings at the Packers, what are your keys for the Packers in this game?
So here's the deal, right? We've all watched JJ McCarthy play over the past few weeks, and I think we all know he has not looked great. That being said, we have also watched the Packers play a lot of games, and there is a very clear way to beat the Packers. There is a clear path to victory there. The way you do that is you keep paper cutting the defense to death, right? You keep Jordan Love in the offense on the sidelines. And then in the games that the Packers have lost, it's mostly been games where there have been a ton of mistakes offensively for the Packers. I think half of that equation, because obviously like half of that is just the Packers have got to execute more. And I think this is one of those games that if Green Bay is able to execute the simple stuff, they'll win this game pretty handily. I think if they're catching the ball as they need to, if they're making the plays they need to, if they're playing decent defensively, they should win this game easily. That being said, I think coming off of the past few weeks where we've seen J.J. McCarthy kind of struggle in a lot of the passing game, I think there is a real possibility that Kevin O'Connell sees that and we're like, all right, we're going to take this Packers game. We're going to make things easy for J.J. McCarthy. We're going to make this an offense where we're having these long, drawn-out drives, screen passes, quick slants, quick outs, run game. Aaron Jones going to want to have that revenge game against Green Bay, right? There is a path to victory or I should say there's a path to offensive success for J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings. That being said, I think even if they succeed in that, even if they do everything they need to offensively to put up a decent amount of points, I still think that it's going to come down to Jordan Love in this offense. And if they can execute when they need to, I think they can beat just about anybody. They've not been able to do that against a lot of these opponents, which has been incredibly frustrating to watch. But I do expect that this will be another game where they shore up some of the mistakes that we saw against the Giants. Jordan Love, I think, is going to continue to ball out. I think Christian Watson, I'm starting to kind of, obviously the word wide receiver 1 is kind of a forbidden word in Green Bay. I'm starting to kind of smell a little bit of that with Christian Watson. I think that guy is insane. So I'm hoping for a big game from him. I will actually be in the stands for this game in Green Bay. So hopefully they'll put on a show for me and my brothers. But yeah, so I think this is a game that I'm going to choose to be optimistic. I'm so back on the train of hype that I think we're so, you know what? I've decided we're back. We're so back. I've convinced myself. So I'm going to say we win 34-21.
That was kind of like you start off slow and you crescendo.
Exactly.
That,
I was like, dang, I'm kind of cooking. Yeah, we're back.
All right. So, Trevor, I know you always crescendo, so go ahead.
Yeah, I'm 0 to 60 all the time. So, you know what? The one thing that does concern me again is every single stinking time you get those preview videos and everybody picks the Packers to win. We always struggle. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna kill the Browns. We're gonna kill the Panthers. And it's like, then we make it close. And it's like, you know what they say? It's like, mess around and find out, right? So, I mean, that's not what I say. Like, that's what I say. That's not what Shelby says. But anyways, okay. And so, anyways, I am concerned because I did watch them 2 weeks ago against the Ravens, and they came back and they won, or they didn't win, but they were right there. And then last week they should have won, except for the special teams. So I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I think this is going to be another close game. I think we find a way to get the W, and it's ugly, but we find a way. And so I'm hoping I'll be cheering for them. And I think that J.J. McCarthy looks a lot like Caleb Williams when he started and throwing awful passes, and then he figured it out, right? He figured it out.
So you're saying Caleb figured it out. I'd love to hear that.
He has figured it out.
What did he figure out? He was 50% last week.
I heard,
except for last week.
Caleb Williams love. I love that.
I'm not giving you any love. Anyways, we'll talk about this later. Okay. So,
you see him at a basketball game, and now you want to tell him, lie to him, and you're preaching. You are a reverend. He ain't 50% last week.
You're right. You know what? Andy
He's a winner.
has rubbed off on me since the basketball game, and I picked the Bears 2 weeks in a row. And I'm hoping I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm picking the Pack. I think we're going to score 27 points. No, you know what? We're not. We're not.
Yes.
We have two good defenses. The Vikings have a good defense. It's going to be low scoring. It's going to be 17-10 for the Packers. That's what I'm saying.
All right, Shelby, what about you? I mean, you better win this game, right?
Yeah, I mean, that would be 3 losses in a row, which it's been a long time since we've done that. I also think that, we this year have been playing well against the divisional teams, right? Like the fact the Lions was an example of like everyone thought that the Lions were going to win and we won. And the first Bears game, y'all should have blew us out that game. And that didn't happen. You came back, you figured it out. And I think that the Vikings team that we have, it's like I said, we're not gelling, but when we do gel, it looks powerhouse. The final fourth quarter in the Bears game, that final drive, the drive on Sunday blew my mind because it was like now all of a sudden we passed the whole time and JJ McCarthy's like confident in the like there's just one thing that needs to be tweaked, and then I think we're going to be able to do it at least in 2 or 3 quarters of the game, not just one. And with the way that Noah's describing of like, oh, this is how you can beat the Packers, I feel like that's how the Vikings play. You think about the Bears, and again, you guys should have done so much more, but we kept you to field goals and field goals and field goals and field goals. And the fact that special teams is the only reason really that we lost that game, I think that Flores could come in and fluster love and bring out who the team was the 2 weeks prior. So I have confidence more because it's a divisional game, and the Vikings against the Packers the last couple of years actually has been winning. But this year is obviously very different than we've been used to the last couple of years. I think I agree with Trev. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think that it will come down to the last couple minutes, and I think it's going to I'm not going to do win or a loss, actually.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Boo.
Are you show up to say nothing?
No, I'm just kidding. The Vikings are going to win.
Oh, my gosh.
Vikings are going to win.
That away.
You
All
guys
right.
in Lambeau the last, 4 seasons.
Let's keep this going. All right, Dre.
Seriously.
So the one thing that obviously we are 2-0 on is going into the divisional away game and winning. So that I think in short, and I mean, go back years, obviously Vikings, Packers, maybe the rivalries that kind of mellowed out in the past few years, but in my childhood, that's it. So I think there's a lot of emotion going into this game, I think, on both sides. And obviously we have a lot pushing if we can do well. I think our offensive line is looking very well. We didn't take any sacks last week. So, honestly, it goes back to what I said earlier. It's McCarthy's accuracy of just throwing the ball. We can get it going. Our running game is decent enough.
Darrisaw's back, right?
Yeah, and Parsons, he's obviously a big thing to worry about, both in gameplay and also, just literally. So I think, it's a rivalry game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout on either side. If Josh Jacobs isn't playing, as much as Wilson did look good, I think he's not as good as Jacobs. And I can't say that I fully trust Christian Watson yet, because I think there was a year, it was either last year or the year before, where everyone was saying he was wide receiver 1, and then he got injured and stopped playing for a little bit, and then he did it again the following season.
He stopped playing for a lot bit.
Yeah, so it's I think our defense can cover the receivers well enough. So I've done this every week. I'll always I'm not gonna root against my team, obviously. I do think it's gonna be close. I agree with what Shelby said. So I think it'll probably come down to the last few games. But
that's what I said.
You're saying the Vikings.
That's what I said. And you give credit to Shelby. That's what. Seriously, what?
I have to side with the side with the Vikings fan.
All right, 7th letter, Vikings, Packers.
Also, Miles had put a message in there that it is Toyota-thon.
Yes.
That is a factor.
Yes.
Okay, close
Jordan
game.
Love is about to smoke the Vikings. Packers by 90. Always
Oh
love
my
hearing
gosh.
from Miles.
I just tweeted him. I'm like, dude, you're delusional.
The Packers' offense ain't really. I don't know. I just think the Vikings got the kind of defense that could bother the Packers. The Giants bothered y'all. The Vikings pressure y'all too. So I think the Vikings can, if it's within 3 at the end and the Vikings get the ball last, I think I don't know, man. We'll see if the kid can come through again. I'm going
Vikings. All right.
Woo!
This is a train, and Shelby and Dre, you're
believe in his Lions.
I'll take
But
that.
he picks the Vikings.
because
I'll
it's
take
just
that.
the Packers offense has not been impressive all year. It should. There's no
here's-
Jacob.
We scored 40 against the Cowboys.
And then you didn't win.
And you
so
let
what
them
does that
score
mean?
40 as well.
Yeah.
That was an anomaly. That was some other shit. I don't know what that thing.
All right, so you guys know me in my assessment of Jordan Love, that he is mid. I still think the eye test. Everyone can throw stats at me. You look at the eye test, and he has problem with pressure. He has problems with that, and you look at what Brian Flores did. So Caleb Williams dropped back to pass 36 times in this last week's game. The Vikings blitzed a whopping 2/3 of the time, second highest blitz rate in the league. And if you have Josh Jacobs out, I think that's going to throw a wrench in the plans. And Jordan Love, I mean, obviously he looks really good or really terrible.
Yeah, 174 yards against the Giants.
You
know what I'm
really
saying?
good or really terrible.
I think we might have
all the drops. Nate just told you about the drops. Did you not see the drops?
We might have a box score watcher in here.
So they're going to drop the ball this week against Minnesota too.
I tell you what. I tell you what.
On Jordan.
Got most of the yard. It was that long pass to Savion, and then it was like another one. It was like 2 big passes and a bunch of dunking and dipping. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think if you didn't watch the game, I can't explain how bad these drops were.
They were bad. So I did watch it. To be fair,
have been dropping balls for 3 years now.
Hey, I agree with that. I'm just saying that's not
like
Jordan's
last
fault.
week, though.
That's
part of it.
The ball against Minnesota too.
Part of it is how hard the ball's thrown, if it's thrown properly. So
it's thrown properly. That's ridiculous.
NFL.
The dumbest thing you said all night. This is clippable right now. This is clippable right now.
Well, this is going to be clippable because it's going to be the Vikings 23-17, and they are going to shock the world here, and the Packers are going to be further down. Brian Flores in that defense, I don't trust Love against these defenses. And say what you want about Caleb Williams in his game last week, but that Flores defense is legit. And I've been saying that, since I was born, right? Before I knew Flores was a defensive coach, I knew he was going to be good.
Okay.
Brian Flores is a fantastic coach. I think he's going to be a head coach next year somewhere in the NFL.
No.
That's the hope. I said it early on.
You better hope it's not, because
selfishly, yes, I would love if he stayed. Having said that, he deserves a head coaching job.
He is going to be the next Spagnuolo. He is a defensive coordinator. He'll never get hired in the NFL as a head coach again because he sued the NFL.
Yeah, Giant Google saying.
That's okay. I'll take it.
I mean, that's what's really keeping the Vikings in these games. I mean, that's obviously we have a quarterback that's developing. You're staying in these games, but you know what? At the end of the day, what matters is that my Chicago Bears are in first place.
Can we go to bed now?
We can. It's been definitely appreciate everybody coming on this week. You can find me on NFL Outdated on Twitter X, on YouTube, on Instagram. You can find us on Freezin #4 pod on the TikTok, and obviously love everyone coming on and all the comments. So Dre, where can everyone find you as we close out?
You can find me on Twitter X. It's at Skullman Sports. Thanks for having me. It was always fun. Even in losses, I'll talk stuff. So,
What's this? I mean, we haven't had in the past, so we appreciate that, and always appreciate you coming on. Shelby, where can everyone find you?
Shelby Tweten on Instagram, Twitter, X, and the Skull Queen on TikTok.
Very good. You better get that win too. Better get that win. You better win. Is what
She's got the coolest Vikings merch on the planet. I'll tell you that right now for free.
Thank you. And we're doing a Black Friday sale next week. So if you are a Vikings fan looking for gifts for Christmas, go to my page and check out our link.
If you absolutely have to have Vikings gear, definitely go there. All right, Trev, where can everyone find you as we close out?
Follow me everywhere on RevTrevNFL. I'm making a video tonight about Lambeau Field and US Bank Stadium. Which stadium is better? I've been to both, and I'm going to make a quick video on it, and I think it'll be really interesting.
Very good. Definitely we'll be following that. And obviously, Noah, glad to have you for your first time here. And where can everyone find you as we close out?
Yeah, on Twitter, which is where I'm mostly active, at Natty Film. And then on YouTube and Instagram, you can find me NA Productions. And on Instagram, it's at NA Productions IG.
Very good. And definitely going to be interacting and enjoying some fun banter, as you can see on Twitter.
Of course.
That's my calling card. And someone who has a calling card of excitement and joy. Seventh letter, where can everyone find you?
7th letter 4 on Twitter, X, same OG on Instagram and Facebook. Good to see you guys. Hopefully, you guys have a safe weekend and stay warm. It snowed this morning here in New Jersey, so I'm sure Wisconsin sucks.
It's actually not bad.
No. It's cold in California too. I'm freezing.
Hey, it hasn't really even snowed where
it's
I'm
not
at,
that bad in Philly.
Snow in the car this morning, so it sucked.
Well, hopefully we have a more excited 7th letter next week after a win. Once again, it's been in the Freezin NFC North Podcast, episode 162. Let's get ready for week 12. Bear down, and we'll catch you again next week.
Let's go Vikings.
Y'all better enjoy